Make Better Wealth Decisions, a podcast that explores how financial advisors' blind spots can harm your investments. I'm your host, John DeGuy, a portfolio manager with Design Securities in Toronto. In this podcast, we'll provide advice on how you can achieve better outcomes by maximizing investments and minimizing taxes. Let's put our thinking caps on as we consciously decide to get smarter about our money.
On Thursday, we had a discussion with Rob Jansen about the importance of advisor education and making better wealth decisions if you're a financial advisor. This is something that a lot of people don't necessarily think about when they get financial advice, and that is who's teaching the people that are teaching you, who's giving the input to the people that are giving you advice. This is something that is critical, that exists in all the professions. Lawyers have to do continuing education. Doctors have to do various things to maintain their certification. As is the case in any profession, laws change, evidence is brought forward, and people need to be up to speed with what's going on as the environment shifts, because you can't be giving advice based on things that were current 10 years ago, which are oftentimes out of date by an order of magnitude of 2 or 3 changes that have occurred in the interim. So it's important that you think about lifelong learning. And lifelong learning is something that is critical to pretty much everyone. It's obviously critical to the professions, but if you're thinking of your personal development, no matter what it is you do for a career or what you do in your personal life in terms of just even things for fun, if you want to play in a hockey pool, you still have to stay current with regard to what's going on. And you have to read and stay current with what's going on. But in the serious element of giving financial advice, it's not just a question of following the stock market, for instance. It's oftentimes much more important that you follow developments with regard to changes in tax law, changes in how estates are planned, thinking about how you might have different strategies that you could employ to help people split income and those sorts of things. Obviously, it's important that you can also be current with things that are easy to look up, like, what are the contribution limits for a TFSA or an RSP? Those are the sorts of things that are readily available if you want to look it up on your own. But the point that I'm making is they change every year, and you need to stay current with what's going on. So lifelong learning is something that everyone needs to focus on, and it's a great way to make progress in your life when you're thinking about, for instance, your spouse or your children. What are you doing to stay current with regard to your parenting? What are you doing to stay current with regard to mindfulness? Maybe do you practice yoga? Do you meditate? There are a whole host of things that you can do to improve yourself. And one of the things that I would say that you should be looking for as you make your own wealth decisions is you should be looking for a financial advisor who is actively engaged in self-improvement and in continuing education so that the advice you're getting is as good as it can possibly be.
John DeGuy is a portfolio manager with Design Securities in Toronto. The views expressed in this program are not to be construed as specific advice. It is recommended that you consult a qualified advisor before taking action. His books, The Professional Financial Advisor 4, Stand Up to the Financial Services Industry, and Bullshift are available through Amazon and in bookstores throughout Canada. You can reach John at 647-STAND-UP. That's 647-782-6387 or at jdeguy@designedsecurities.ca.